Catherine Susan Genovese, known as Kitty to her loved ones, was a young woman brimming with life. Born in 1935, she possessed a vibrancy that drew people to her. She was a loyal friend and a dedicated worker, managing a bar in Queens, New York. Kitty was a city girl, comfortable and confident in her bustling neighborhood. She represented the energy and ambition of a young woman building a life in the city that never sleeps. But tragically, it was in this city that her life would be cut short. Kitty's story is not just about her life, but about how it ended. In the early morning hours of March 13, 1964, she was returning home from work. As she approached her apartment building in Kew Gardens, she was attacked. A man armed with a knife stabbed her repeatedly. Kitty's screams pierced the night, a desperate plea for help in the darkness. What followed became a chilling example of the complexities of human behavior and the power of narrative. The attack on Kitty Genovese was not a swift and silent crime. It was a prolonged ordeal, punctuated by Kitty's cries for help. Witnesses, later estimated to be a significant number, reported hearing the commotion. Some even looked out their windows, observing the horrifying scene unfolding below. A neighbor's shout momentarily scared the attacker away, but he returned to finish his brutal attack. The attacker, Winston Moseley, was a stranger to Kitty. Driven by his own twisted motives, he fled the scene, leaving Kitty clinging to life. A neighbor, hearing her final gasps for help, rushed to her side. But it was too late. Kitty Genovese died on her way to the hospital, becoming a tragic symbol of urban apathy and the dark side of human nature. The police investigation into Kitty Genovese's murder was meticulous, but also hampered by the social norms of the time. Detectives focused on seemingly insignificant details of Kitty's life, particularly her relationship with her roommate, Mary Ann Zelonko. This reflected the prevailing prejudices of the era, where same-sex relationships were often viewed with suspicion. The breakthrough in the case came when Winston Moseley was apprehended for another crime. His confession to the murder of Kitty Genovese sent shockwaves through the community. Moseley was a seemingly ordinary man, a husband and father leading a double life. This chilling realization only added to the complexity of the case, raising more questions about the nature of evil and the randomness of violence. The murder of Kitty Genovese became a media sensation, fueled by a now infamous article in the New York Times. The article, titled "37 Who Saw Murder Didn't Call the Police," painted a damning picture of a neighborhood indifferent to Kitty's plight. The narrative of 37 witnesses, all aware of the attack and choosing to do nothing, captured the public imagination. This narrative, while gripping, was later revealed to be flawed. The number of witnesses who were truly aware of the severity of the situation was likely far fewer. The initial reporting relied on exaggeration and mischaracterizations, shaping a narrative that, while not entirely accurate, had a profound impact. The case sparked a wave of psychological research into what became known as the bystander effect. The term describes the phenomenon where individuals are less likely to intervene in an emergency situation when others are present. The diffusion of responsibility, the fear of misinterpreting the situation, and the anxiety of becoming involved all contribute to this chilling social dynamic. The Kitty Genovese case became a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the dark potential within seemingly ordinary people.